Why did you decide to write the Devil's Blues album?
I've had a long career as a musician and as a practitioner of esoteric arts. This album is an acknowledgement of both these facts and is also a tribute to the blues, which has formed the basis of my musical education. Although I am a multi-genre or eclectic artist, the focus remains on acoustic and rock elements, or, in this case, blues rock elements.
There seems to be a focus on the concept of us and them on this album.
There always is, because there is always struggle in life. The disenfranchised are everywhere. The blues itself was born from an awful situation for Afro-American individuals. It portrayed a harsh reality, which is one reason it has been so enduring and influential, because people can feel its authenticity. In a sense, this is also true of rap music, at least in its earlier manifestation.
You said the blues is the basis of your musical education. When did you first become aware of the blues?
I grew up in the UK in the 60s, and my parents were huge fans of music, especially American music. They played records endlessly. The records of Glenn Miller, the Ink Spots, Nat King Cole, Elvis Presley and the Supremes were often on the turntable. Of course, with the advent of the Brit band Invasion, the Kinks, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones and others were added. The 60s was an incredibly creative period for music, particularly in the UK. We also have to remember reggae, which basically started in Britain. This type of flourishing of artistic genius is something we will never see again. Importantly, the basis of all this music is the blues.
How does the Devil's Blues present the blues?
By using different blues styles. Stealing the Blues and the Devil's Blues are both shuffles. The blues shuffle is my favorite blues form and one of the most powerful forms in modern music, certainly as powerful as any metal riff ever invented. Just listen to Elmore James' version of Robert Johnson's Dust My Broom or Black Velvet by Alana Miles, with its brutal lurching rhythm section. The bass guitar and drums launch the song into another zone altogether. I can just listen to them on their own. It reminds me of an elephant approaching, menacingly moving from side to side. People feel this kind of power subconsciously.
How do you think this album will be received?
How it is received is totally irrelevant. I do not make music purely for financial gain, though I believe in remuneration for artistic work, as that is just basic respect, but I create music that I like to listen to and not to please anyone.
Could you explain what each song is about?
Some artists explain their works, others don't. I prefer the middle approach because this allows the listener to inject some of their own feelings into the song. This makes it more relatable to them and makes the tune their own. The opening track, Wrecking Ball, is a tribute to Tony Joe White and is a story about voodoo priestess Julia Brown. She was famous for her ominous prediction, "One day I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna take the whole town with me." Stealing the Blues is about karmic retribution and relates to an event some years ago when I was targeted by ignorant social media clowns. This led to real-world consequences for me, but also for them due to the law of cause and effect. I'm reminded of the saying that those who dig a grave for someone else have to be careful they don't fall into it themselves. The Devil Is My Friend is a tribute to blues godfather Robert Johnson, and I tried to emulate the techniques he employed whilst recording his classic in 1936 at the Gunter Hotel in San Antonio, Texas. This meant recording voice and guitar at the same time while facing a wall about 40 inches away. Title track, The Devil's Blues, explains the true nature of the devil or Satan. The term Satan originated in the Hebrew Bible, where it meant adversary or accuser. Typically, many followers of Abrahamic religions wrongfully identify him as Lucifer. The adversary lies within all of us and is not something that can be destroyed. Ever. It has to be integrated into the human psyche. It's a blues thing, is blues funk, which portrays the funnier side of the blues. Didn't Heed the Warning is a B.B. King tribute. Any blues album must acknowledge this influential giant. Swampland is possibly the song that is the most critical of Western society, a society that exemplifies and embodies hypocrisy, sickness and disrespect. Society's ignorance is off the scale.
Occult themes obviously infuse your work, but how does occult philosophy and its practices fit into daily life and music?
It fits in naturally. However, the word occult literally means hidden, so if an occultist talks about their work, it's not really hidden, is it? The less something is known, the more powerful and effective it becomes.
What is your next project?
I don't know but have many options. Whatever it is will be a natural progression.